All right, so today we've got another community video. I don't know which one this is, but if I had to take a guess, I'd say 13 maybe. I'm not sure. Anyways, if you're new here, a community video is where I ask you guys to send in a bunch of questions or statements, and I respond to them right here in a video. This time around, we got more questions than ever, so of course I'll do a part 2 talking about things that are pretty different than what I'm talking about today. Before we begin, short little update. One, I'll be clearing out most of the colors from the merch store here soon, so if you're interested in grabbing a shirt or hoodie before they vanish for good, now's your time. And two, I just wanted to say thank you all for getting me to 60,000 subs. I'm not just talking when I say I appreciate it, because I really do. I'd be lying if I said this channel hasn't done anything for me, because it's basically changed a lot of things in my life for the better, and I'm really glad that you guys still come by, tune in, and listen to what I have to say and talk back with me. So thank you for that. Now the next goal is 70K. And lastly, sorry this video is being released so late. I've been trying to finish up The Last of Us 2 after completing the first game, and I actually want to talk to you guys about it and, all the feedback surrounding it. So in the comments or Discord, let me know if you're interested in that type of video. Now with that all out of the way, let's not waste any more time and get right into it. Starting things off, Aura Slide says, I don't know if anyone has ever talked about this, but how about custom color schemes? I think it will really allow for more unique customization. I don't think anyone is against the idea of custom color schemes at this point. There are plenty of places to put colors on our heroes nowadays. We've got more sets in the game. We've got different material colors and effects and whatnot. So being able to select our own 3 colors in a scheme would be great and would allow us to make our heroes look exactly how we want them to look. However, if this is something that were to make its way into the game, I think that it would need to be a higher level reward, as if you have every color available to you and can put it wherever you'd like, whenever you'd like, then there really is no reason to grind and earn the color palettes that are already in the game. Some of the higher level color palettes have these bolder colors that aren't seen in lower reps and can make a higher rep hero stand out more. If everyone has access to every color, the satisfaction of having a more rare color scheme would be lost, but I wonder how many people actually care about that sort of thing, customization progression in the form of new colors. But yeah, I wouldn't mind seeing it in the slightest and would prefer it as a reward for reaching a higher rep. Nothing like rep 70, but something on the higher end, or maybe as a reward for doing something else. I'd even take it in the battle pass. Next up, Eastward Comic 08 says, I would personally love to see a armor age progression idea. For example, being able to choose whether you want your armor to look dirty, damaged, or new to help better customize the look of your characters. People have been asking for damaged or dirty weapons and armor, or even just much more basic, simple gear for years now. I'd love this. As someone who is just now getting into making multiple different outfits for characters rather than just using one, I would be very happy with this. Right now I'm playing Centurion, so I would love to have, a really flashy, clean, decked out Centurion, and then 2 more loadouts using the new, more traditional armor, with one being a clean, undamaged build with paint, and another, really battle hardened set with no paint or chip paint, with more dents, dings, scratches, and overall damage. I think that would look really cool, especially on a map with a lot of fire and rain at night like Beachhead. It would also look really cool on a hero like Lawbringer, this huge dude with this huge suit of armor that's really beat up and damaged, showing that he's been out on the front line standing tall. Now, heroes without metal armor could be included too. Their cloth could be torn, wood could be battered, Nabushi's mask could be cracked, skin being cut and bruised, things like that. So yeah, I'd really love to see this. I think it would add more character to the heroes in this game. Natsuki says, only the most important questions here. How do you feel about the soundtrack and the main menu changing every season? Will you miss this season's soundtrack if it changes? I personally will. So they were talking about the Hope soundtrack. I don't mind the main menu theme changing every season at all. I won't really miss last season's though, only because it's recent and I've heard it so much. It's not bad though, I actually liked it. Believe it or not, one of my favorite things about the reveal streams that UB holds is hearing the new theme for the season, because the themes are always nice. They start off with the main menu theme, and then when they close the stream, they do the face-off theme. Sometimes I go back and just listen to a few of them, and man, almost all of them are good. I can feel nostalgic listening to a few, and they're not even that old yet. I just love gaming soundtracks in general. A few of them are so good they give me goosebumps. I like this season's theme. It sounds pretty sinister. When it comes to main menu themes though, I really miss the original ones. As I said before in my last live stream, I wouldn't mind if Ubi took a page out of Fortnite's book and gave us a tier in the battle pass dedicated to unlocking previous menu themes to play if they don't want to give them to us out of the gate, because I would love to unlock the Marching Fire face-off theme. That's one of my favorites. Evan Ellis 84 says, I can't be the only one to talk about this, but a friend of mine and me were discussing if characters had the equivalent of what Siege has with characters customization. For example, the elite skins, I think it could benefit with people's desires with awesome looking armor. Additionally, with some weapon skins like Excalibur, a unique signature at the end, and to stretch it out, maybe a unique finisher as well that could represent many things like the Black Knight and such. So I've talked about the idea of elite skins and whatnot, but not to this extent. I asked you guys the question of whether or not you would be okay with more aggressive monetization in this game. I asked that question before the Battle Pass made its way into the game, I believe, so I guess the question can be answered now with different eyes. I didn't think about elite skins in this light. I think it would be cool, especially if you could mix and match pieces and get to keep some of the more personal customization like colors and materials. I could see it making its way to the game. You know, something people have wanted for a while now is Warden with a cape or that fur collar thing, and I could see a set including those things make their way into the game, but the backlash would be something else. They've been giving us free armor and whatnot for years, so any sort of change to that formula would be received poorly by some. Same thing with stuff like signatures, you know, it would be cool, and more finishers would be sick as well, but I mean, we saw how people reacted to the Battle Pass finishers that were given to every hero in the game. No matter what you feel about the quality, it was just the fact that they were here and they were behind a paywall that people didn't like. An exclusive finisher for one hero behind, you know, another actual paywall would be received poorly by some. I just wonder how many people there are. I'm sure that there are plenty who would love to buy these sort of things. I wouldn't be totally opposed to getting a mythic Valkyrie skin with a unique finisher, depending on the price and how much you get out of it, but I just know how some people would be, and I'm not sure if this would ever happen. That weirdo next door is a peeping Tom says, I felt like lately For Honor has just lost its uniqueness. I would argue the whole battle pass system really made this apparent. Perhaps it's time for Ubi to consider making a sequel to not only build upon the current, but also introduce a new system that can provide a deeper challenge rather than making attacks faster or uninterruptible. You and I, along with many others, are hoping for a sequel. I'd love to see what Ubi can put together next when it comes to For Honor or just the Art of Combat system in general, and I want to know what else Ubi can pull off with it. However, I don't really agree with you that For Honor is losing its uniqueness. That aspect of novelty is long gone, but when it comes to For Honor's core gameplay loop, you literally can't find it anywhere else. I asked you guys before to point me towards games that are similar to For Honor, and a lot of you guys kept saying Absolver, but Absolver and For Honor aren't that similar to me at all. Anyways, the game now has a battle pass, and yes, other games have battle passes as well, so I guess you could say that makes For Honor less unique in a way, but it certainly hasn't lost that unique style and gameplay. Tying somewhat into the last question, Hitokiri OP, that name has aged really poorly. Hitokiri OP says, recently For Honor feels so lackluster. If I want a fighting game that takes actual skill, why don't I just play Mortal Kombat? Recently I wonder why I play For Honor, but something about it keeps me coming back. What about you? Would you agree? There is certainly skill involved when it comes to For Honor. I find it tough to compare For Honor to a traditional fighting game like Street Fighter or Mortal Kombat because they're truly totally different games. If you didn't care for the Centurion rework or don't care for events or anything like that, I could see where you would feel that For Honor has gotten lackluster, and to that, I'd say just take a break. I've taken a short break from For Honor to play through The Last of Us and The Last of Us 2, and when I come back to playing regularly, I know that I'll have a good time, just like I always do after a break. If you feel like you want to play something different, go ahead and come back in a month or so as we're gearing up for the new hero and testing grounds changes, and you'll probably feel that For Honor, is just more fun to you. Luka Tosic says, would you like to see gender locks removed? Also, any ideas for viable offense beside bashes, because it feels sometimes like bashes are the only way to get damage in. Yeah, I wouldn't mind seeing gender locks removed on a few heroes. Not too sure how I feel about male Peacekeeper just yet, but I wouldn't mind it, or male Shaman. I'm not sure how I feel about that either. Yubi's made it pretty clear that they care about player expression, and gender plays into that in the same way that armor plays into it, or ornaments, or colors, or skin colors, or anything like that. I would like it mainly because we get more voice lines, and as you all know, I love my voice lines, so yeah, I'm all for it. To answer the second part of your question, I don't really have any ideas at the moment. I'm sure that there are ways for it to be done. I think Nusha's traps are an interesting way to play around with the Art of Battle system itself, and if it worked a little better, it'd be great. Berserker can get some damage in too, and he doesn't rely on bashes either. Maybe we'll see something unique with this new hero, or maybe, they'll wait until the testing grounds changes make their way into the game. Anyways, that's all I've got for this video. This time around we focused on customization for the most part, and I plan on doing a part 2 to answer more questions, but felt like I don't answer a whole lot of these normally, so I figured I'd do so this time. I think I'm about halfway finished with The Last of Us 2, and I should knock it out here soon since I'm off for the next few days, and I'm interested in talking about it and mainly the feedback surrounding it. So again, let me know if you're down to check out a video like that. Also, I'll be taking most of the merch colors off of the store, so if you see one you like, feel free to grab one. Anyways, as always, I do want to know what you guys think, so be sure to talk to me down in the comments about anything we talked about in this video. And as always, if you liked the video, feel free to leave a like and sub if you're new, and I will talk to you guys in the next video.